Hello and welcome to the Gone Traveling podcast. We are looking at the BKT EuroCup, the road to greatness, and we are on break still from the EuroCup. We, being myself, David Hein, and over in Valencia, Mr. Sergio Llebres. Sergio, do you recover from the loss in the Copa del Rey?
Well, hi everyone. Hi David. It was a tough weekend for Valencia.
You
And
knew it was coming, though. You knew it was coming. You said it.
yeah. The team is going pretty downhill right now, and I hope they are looking for the playoffs and they are preparing well. This is a team that can be very well prepared with his coach, and they can train. They need to practice a lot to be good, and I think this is a very good moment for them to improve, because the last month, as we could see in EuroCup or in the league, it's something different from what they were in the beginning. But they are a good team anyway, so we're fine. Yeah.
We're fine. He's one of those.
Yeah.
But you guys have so Puerto is gone. Is Badio playing with Senegal?
Yeah. Porto and
Lopez Arostegui is with
exactly.
the national team. Who else do you have gone?
Matt Costello with
Padilla.
Pradilla is kind of injured since a week, since a pair of rounds or something like that. So he's resting. Um, Matt Costello is going
Is
to,
Costello with he's with what, Ivory Coast, right?
yeah, with Ivory Coast, and Jan
Yeah.
Montero is going to with Dominican
Is he going to
Republic.
the Dominican?
Yeah,
Mm,
with Angel Delgado and all the good guys from Dominican
yeah.
Republic,
Yeah.
besides, of course, Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And well, they can qualify Dominican Republic this in these windows. They have another windows left. They have 4 games left, so they are with Canada, Mexico, and Nicaragua. So they have a chance right now, but it's kind of difficult. And yeah, Badio, as you said, and Valencia suffered, if you can remember, in the last window, suffered 4 injuries in the in the FIBA windows.
They
So
had four injuries from November window. Oh wow.
yeah, yeah.
And so how many? So Barrio's gone, right? So Barrio, Puerto, Lopez, Aristegui,
Costello,
uh, Costello, Montero. That's six.
yeah, and that's it. And well,
Padilla. Well, Padilla, you said is injured
yeah,
anyway.
and Ethan Happ is also with Macedonia, I think it is. Oh, or yeah,
Yeah, I
and
think North Macedonia. I think so.
North
Yeah, yeah.
Macedonia, sorry. And I don't know if he's going to train with them. He's injured. It's
Is he on the roster even?
Yeah,
Oh
of
wow.
Northern Macedonia. I don't know. He was listed, at least. I don't know what he's
Okay.
gonna do. It's a mystery. That guy, it's something I didn't see in years.
Yeah.
This situation. It's kind of,
Yeah.
and considering he's being well paid, it's strange.
Yeah. All right. People didn't want to come and listen to us talk about national team stuff. Really quick. Obviously Sergio just talked about the cup with Valencia. So we had Buducnost beating Derby for the Montenegrin Cup, 105-104 regular time. Thriller, McKinley Wright, 34 points. Cedevita, Olimpija Ljubljana won the Slovenian Cup, and Besiktas reached the final of the Turkish Cup, losing to, you said, Fenerbahce, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Fenerbahce. All right.
Fenerbahce had a very good run.
Okay, let's delve into the playoffs as we have been talking about. Let's start off right away with Wolves and Cluj, and I'll let you kick it off.
This is one of the games that got me the most. It's very intriguing for me. When we were talking about this game, I last week, off the record, I don't even remember what I told you, because this is a very 55-50% game for me. But I gotta go with Wolves. I think they have shown a very solid game, uh, obviously at home. I think this is a game that will be determined by this factor of the of their court. So for me, the Lithuanians are the favorites. They've been showing up in the last rounds. Maybe Cluj-Napoca was kind of irregular in the last rounds. We have to consider there are these 2 weeks gap of 2 weeks. So right now, for me, or considering the last round and the momentum they have, I gotta go with the Lithuanians here.
My phrase for this game is "In Xavier we trust."
Yeah,
Uh,
I know.
Mr. Simpson, I think that's going to be a great guard matchup. Simpson and Makoka against Cohen and Andrews. Cluj, Cluj are 19th in turnovers committed, but Wolves are 18th in turnovers forced. So I think that's going to be the difference.
Yeah.
So I actually have Cluj. Let's go on to the other one and the other eighth final, and that is Turk Telekom against Buducnost.
What you got?
And I'm going to go with Buducnost. I think that they don't turn the ball over and they hit three pointers. Turk Telecom are actually ranked first in opposing 2 point shooting percentage, but nothing against the three pointers. And also Buducnost, they don't allow offensive rebounds. So, and also they don't force turnovers. Turk Telecom does not force turnovers. So that's why I think I'm going to go with Buducnost. They don't, Turk Telecom doesn't seem to have like that scorer that they need. Brian Angola has a little bit of that, but I don't think they have enough of those go-to scoring guys. If they need something, Buducnost, Farrell, Wright, Suleiman. Um, yeah, I think that they have a little bit more of that firepower when they need somebody.
Remember when I throw them the fire that they didn't even have a really point guard and they well, since I said that, it seems like they have all-star point guards and all-star guards. So, as you said before, they won SC Derby in the cup with 3 points from McKinley Wright with 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and with the same philosophy you had with Xavier Simpson. I think guys like Wright, also Suleiman. Fletcher McGee had 21 points, I think, in that cup. I think they have very good momentum. And also, if you remember, also, Yogi Ferrell had a game in the last round to qualify, definitely. So I gotta go with Buducnost here. I agree with you.
Okay, so I forgot to mention Cluj. I have Cluj. You have Wolves.
Yeah.
They play against Valencia in the quarterfinals. We both have Buducnost, who would then face Hapoel Tel Aviv in the quarterfinals. The other side of the bracket, let's move to Cedevita against Besiktas.
I had an opinion before, and now I think we have to consider what the last games also in domestic games or domestic competitions because the team is the same, at least not the contest, but and this reinforces my opinion with the games they played in the Turkish Cup with I go with Besiktas in this case. I think they have a very solid team for these situations. I need to see Cedevita in this context, even though they play as locals, but as hosts. But considering that Besiktas had a very good run in the Turkish Cup and and also, yeah, Cedevita won the Slovenian Cup, but we know that Turkish Cup is quite harder.
A little stronger, a little
Yeah, a
stronger.
little stronger. We were expecting Cedevita to win, really. But I gotta go with Besiktas too. Yeah.
I have Besiktas. I've been on the Needham Olimpija tandem for quite a few years now. I love Allman. I love you, Emmanuel Terry. I know you love you some Dustin Slava. Besiktas, they turn the ball over. They force turnovers. They're second in the EuroCup in forced and turnovers forced, and don't allow other teams to shoot three pointers. Fourth best in the league, and Besiktas themselves are third best in the league in 3-point shooting percentage. Plus, I think they want to face Basaksehir as well in the quarterfinals. So we both have them. We both have the Turkish delight in the quarterfinals of Basaksehir Besiktas. The last eighth final is Gran Canaria against Reyer. Bursino's history of clutch baskets kind of scares me. But I think that the uh, the lack of scoring from Gran Canaria, and even though they keep opponents from scoring, Reyer does turn the ball over quite a bit. But I like that Canadian trio of Enes Wiltshire and Kabengele. I think this is gonna be a monster matchup between him and Toby Conduit Pelos. So I'm going with Reyer and the Canadians.
Mike Toby went 10 of 10 in two-pointers in the quarterfinals of the Cup. 21 points against his
So see, he's got his good game out of his system.
against Valencia Basket. Mike Toby is 19 of 19 this season.
Well,
Really?
he's not playing Valencia this
Oh, yeah,
next
yeah,
year.
I know. He's 40 points without missing against Valencia this season. So,
Awesome.
talking
Well, I
about the
mean, it's not
monster
awesome
matchup.
for it's not awesome, obviously, for Valencia fans, but
No, no, but talking about the monster matchup, I think this is the key matchup here. How Mike Toby can box out Kabengele, how can get him out of the paint, and well, we also have to mention that Kabengele is uh, quite a bit getting to know the 3-point line. He's shooting more and more from the arc, and he's getting good results. So Kabengele, I think he's a very profitable player in all aspects. And I thought like you, I would agree with you 1 week ago or two. But now I think that being in Gran Canaria Arena is very important for them. If you see the numbers um, from away games and in Gran Canaria Arena, they are uh, different, and I think the defensive area here is very important for Gran Canaria, and also they have shown this season that in important games, in when it comes to determination and how they play as a team, it doesn't matter the name that they are a very good team. And also an X factor for me is Caleb Holmesley. I think he's one of the Mr. Fourth Quarters in the EuroCup. So I gotta go with Gran Canaria in this case. So for me are the Spaniards here.
yes. All right. Quarterfinals. Those quarterfinals now, also single elimination games. So I have Valencia and Cluj.
Yeah.
Um, these teams actually faced off round three, uh, and Cluj was up by 17 points, and it was still 13 points midway through the third quarter, but ended up losing. and then Valencia won the game in Spain in round 12 by 28. And I think they're going to win this one too. Jovic, Montero, Xavi, Lopez Aristegi, Ojole, with
Whoever you
Simpsons,
want,
obviously. Huh?
whoever you want, really.
Yeah. So I'm going with Valencia, and you have them against Wolves. So give us your argument with Wolves.
Yeah. In EuroCup, as I've seen the 18 rounds of Valencia, it hasn't matter the team they play. It is how they were from the 3 point line, how they were feeling. So they are depending on them, really, in this case, even though it's a freaking quarterfinals. Um, and maybe if the series was well, they have a chance because it's a single game, and seeing what Valencia has done in the last month, that is kind of worrying. So
But
uh,
what would Wolves have to do? So they'd
yeah,
probably have to shoot like what, 48% on three pointers?
first of all, to be, as you said, to be good from the arc, and also having very good percentages. But the first thing they need to do is to control the rebound. Valencia without rebounding is the half of the team, really, because every advantage situation they generate is from the rebounding. Second chances, transition plays. They need to play transition plays, and that comes from defensive rebounding. So even though if you don't get the rebound, if you can like annoy, stop the transition high in your own rim and things like that, Valencia gets uncomfortable. They need to play 5 against 5, and they don't really have the planification to play that. They bet everything on transition plays, 3 point shooters. They are like the 20 saving the gap, like the Steve Nash Phoenix Suns, that they were playing. If you have a shot in 7 seconds or less, or you have a shot whenever it comes, shoot it and get the rebound. So for me, Cluj needs to do what they did in the first game against Valencia. Cluj, I think they are the team in this case in your brackets to get that, and for Wolves is the same, and that's why I think Valencia depends on them because they are their attitude and how they can domain the rebound. So for me, it's that. And
So
even
you have
though
Valencia.
I have Valencia, yeah, because of the quality of the team, all the pieces they have. It's kind of difficult not seeing them in the final or fighting for the final. So, and also that they play in La Fonteta. That this is the last season in La Fonteta. They have an emotional season with their court. So yeah,
So this is their last year in the La Fonteta. They're
yeah,
going into the big arena.
exactly.
Is it up? It's going to be ready already.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It, it
All
will
right. Okay.
it will be a surprise. There are a lot of concerts that are scheduled now, music
Okay.
concerts. So
Uh-huh. Okay.
it is everything said and done.
Okay. Let's go to the other quarterfinal on that half of the bracket. Yeah, that other half of the bracket. That is, we both have Buducnost having an away game at Tel Aviv. That's in Belgrade, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Jerusalem
it is.
is in Bulgaria, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So Tel Aviv. So I think this is mine, right? To go first. Yeah. So
yeah. You go first.
um, first game, Tel Aviv won by 20. Their home game, round six. No coach at Tudas was in that one. And then round
Neither.
15, Buducnost won 84-83. Uh, Buducnost coach said after the game his team was lucky. So I'm just gonna go Tel Aviv. I think the especially because of the motley Caboclo side, guards, okay, Farrell, McKinley, right, with Madar and Foster, that might be kind of even, but I just don't think that Kamanias and those guys have a chance against Motley and stuff. So I'm gonna go with Tel Aviv, and I think pretty comfortably.
Yeah, that's the logical option, and I agree with you. I go with Tel Aviv, but we have to see how they are developing since the Patrick Beverly departure. Uh, we know he was an important player, not the most determining player. All has to be said, but I need to see because this team has been going through a lot of ups and downs internally, and I want to see how Bruno Caboclo, Motley are competitively because it's not the same in regular season that in one elimination game where Buducnost has really nothing to lose. I want to see also Tomer Ginat. I think he has uh, given a plus in the rotation. He's been very consistent in this second half of the season, and also for the key factor for me or the X factor is Yamadar. Since he went to Tel Aviv, he's been like the right hand of Itudis, and I think he's going to be the one that gets the team in rhythm. But the first thing we gotta take into account is the interior duo, the Caboclo Motley. I think they they don't even have a chance against Tel Aviv in this case. So yeah, easy win for Tel Aviv.
All right, let's move over to the other side, and
Yeah.
we have the Turkish Derby, Başakşehir against Besiktas. Another one. They've actually played four times this year. Başakşehir won by 21 at home in round two. Besiktas won by 7 in round 11. Those two were in the EuroCup. Besiktas won the two games in the Turkish league by 4 and by 5 points. Uh, I think the so I was just looking to see. So this is the quarterfinals, which let's see real quick. So this is the quarterfinals, which will be
Mhm.
obviously after the makes sense the 18th the 16th finals. So dates for the quarterfinals are March 11 and 12. So one of the game will be on the 11th or the 12th. So that's another 3.5 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. Meaning that Matheus Ponitka has 3 more weeks to recover. And I saw last week on Instagram that he plans on getting back to practice with the team soon. So in if in 3 weeks he's on board, he's a massive part of the team, and so I think that EuroLeague experience is going to be too much, and I think that Başakşehir is so orientated on this competition that they want to get to the EuroLeague so bad. I think that is going to be all these other games. They don't mean anything. And so, you look at Jalene Smith, you look at Oriassi, you look at Bourier, Sabahi, Korkmaz, Simonovic. All those guys have so much experience in the EuroLeague and whatnot, NBA as well, that I'm going to go with Budges here.
Yeah, they are a hell of a team and they are EuroLeague caliber. And I think this year and this season is key for teams that aspire in a short term to be in the EuroLeague because of the possible expansion and the possible changes that they want to implement. So Başakşehir needs to go with everything, and Ponitka, we know him since quite a long time, and he always gives the best version of him in not small teams, but the teams he has more relevance, not like Panathinaikos 2 years ago, for example. And he always steps forward, and if he's healthy, like with Poland, he's going to be a problem for Besiktas, of course. And I wanted to emphasize in the momentum of the two teams. Because, as you said, there are 3 weeks left, and Besiktas first needs to win against Cedevita. But if you see the matchups, the head-to-head, Besiktas has won 3 times in a row now, and against Başakşehir, and Başakşehir has lost the last 4 games, and Besiktas has won 5 out of the latest 5 games. So they are in completely different moods right now, and this is the chance Besiktas has. This needs to be this needs to continue for Besiktas to have a chance, because I think Başakşehir, if they wake up, Besiktas doesn't really have a very good chance in an elimination game.
So who do you have?
Yeah, Başakşehir,
Okay.
for sure,
Okay.
for sure, for sure.
It sounded like you. Listen,
No, no, no.
as everybody knows,
I
I'm a Needham, Olimpijevich, and Alman, and Terry Homer. But I think that those other guys are just going to be too much.
Yeah,
All right, the last semifinalists are going to be coming from the Jerusalem Reyer game, and I guess you go now, right? Yeah.
yeah. My matchup would be Gran Canaria against Hapoel Jerusalem, and maybe surprisingly
So
for
right,
your
right, right.
guys,
You have Gran Canaria. Sorry, sorry. I have Reyer, and you have Gran
yeah,
Canaria. Yep. Sorry, sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
and maybe surprisingly for everyone, I got Gran Canaria here. Uh,
Oh,
yeah. I have a lot of faith in that
hey,
team.
and Yaka. He's
Yeah,
done it
in
already.
Jaga.
He's done it
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
and a lot of those
yeah.
guys have done it before.
That's my argument.
Mhm.
Those guys have been together for 2 3 seasons. The team. So I firmly trust in their defense, and also in the 35-year-old Andrew Albisi to guard like Jared Harper. I think their scouting is very, very, very good, and I know they will approach to the keys to like stop Hapoel's offense, and I think they are a very solid team. They are a very balanced team, and that's something that maybe in Hapoel Jerusalem they are lacking, because they depend on a lot of Colin Carrington and Jared Harper. They scored the the half of the points of the team, really. So for me, it's basketball against two scoring stars, really. So even though they have the maybe MVP of the competition, I gotta go with Gran Canaria.
I would go with Gran Canaria as well. If I had
Yeah,
picked if Gran Canaria if I thought Gran Canaria was going to beat Reyer, I would pick Gran Canaria to beat Jerusalem, and I have Reyer beating Jerusalem. I think that Mumford
yeah,
and McGrudy will be dogging Harper as much as they possibly can,
of
and
course.
then that'll free up Ennis to kind of do things on offense that they need. And I think Kabengele is going to have a monster game against that front line of Jerusalem, which they don't have much. I mean, Kabengele against Chachashvili. Come on. I
Yeah.
mean, it's no match.
All the flowers to Tatashvili, but
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. Hey, don't hate on Chachashvili. I mean, I think he's been great for them this year, but they can't win with I have Reyer. I have Reyer
yeah,
in the semifinals. All right, so we both have Valencia against Tel Aviv. So semifinal. Where's my semifinal? Down here. So I'll let you start with the
yeah.
semifinal.
This is maybe
Best
the
of three.
second.
Best of three. Best of three.
Yeah, this is best of three now in the semifinal, and this is maybe one of the, if not the best, the second best matchup you can see in EuroCup this season because as we saw in Group B, the teams didn't really have a lot of chances to win against Valencia. To be realistic, Lietkabelis had the surprise, Venezia the same, and that's it. So they now they now will start to face the best teams in Group A, and Tel Aviv is one of them, of course. And I'm sorry, I gotta go with Valencia. Being realistic, not biased, because Valencia has shown that they are the most dominating team in a lot of areas. You can compare the results from domestic league and Eurocup, and they are different. But in Eurocup, Valencia has a different feeling. For example, I don't know, Trento has won the cup. They are leading the Italian domestic league, and in playoffs, sorry, in Eurocup, they are a different team. Also, Juventud, no, and Valencia has a feeling with Eurocup. They are the most
The beast.
winning. Yeah, they have
They're
four
the
trophies
beast.
in this. They have four trophies in this competition. So I gotta go with Valencia because Apoel Tel Aviv. I told you a lot of episodes ago. For me are like a Frankenstein team that they have selected some market opportunities because the GM said it that they weren't even going for Motley in the market. Then Motley came and they started to change all the planification and they added more money. So um, I know the season has passed and they have been training together, but for me, Valencia has a project and Tel Aviv has an opportunity here, really, talking in perspective. So for me, it's Valencia. I think they have the home court factor. So to win two games in La Fonteta, I think it's kind of impossible. Only Barcelona has done it in Spanish league, and Lietkabelis has done it in all the season. So for me, it's kind of impossible.
So what's
I gotta go
your?
with maybe
It's best
a
of
2-1.
three.
Yeah, a 2-1 maybe.
Two
Or
one.
2-0 or 2-1. 2-1, yeah, 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
I got 2-0, baby. 2-0,
Huh.
Valencia. I think that Motley against Prima, Castella, Padilla, Ojale. That's gonna be so
Mm,
much fun.
yeah. Yeah.
I just think the guards are just way that much more better and experienced. I mean, Madar, where does Madar place among those three? Jovic, Montero, Badio. I mean, is he Badio? But so I think 2-0. Okay, the other one. I have Bajasir against Reyer. You have Bajasir against Gran Canaria. I'll start. So
Exactly.
semifinals, March 25th, Tuesday, March 25th until Wednesday, April 2nd. Bajasir, I like the guards a bit more of Bajasir's. Jalen Smith, Hazard, Massenberg, Korkmaz, Sipahi, that Odiasi Kabakele battle over 3 games. That's just going to be monstrous. And yeah, Ponitka. So it was on February 11th. So about a week ago, he said returning to practice with the team coming soon. And I think that these guys are on a mission, and Ryer's not gonna. This is the end station for for Reyer, and I'm going Bajassir with a 2-1. So, what do you have? Bajassir and Gran Canaria, the team that
Yeah.
wants to get into the EuroLeague against the team that could have went to the EuroLeague and decided not to go.
Yeah, they didn't have money too. So I go with a 2-1 for Basketball here. As I'm saying all the episode, I think Gran Canaria Arena is very, 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 very difficult to win. And the last matchup was 2 months ago on December 17th of December, and Basketball won. Gran Canaria held two games this season in a very low point scoring. So for me, Gran Canaria has a chance there if they try to manage or control the rhythm of the game, but they are missing Carlos Alocen, and that's very important for that question. So for me, it's Vasquez here. They have the interior force. I would be scared of Tayo Diaz. I think he's a EuroLeague caliber center, and I don't know how any EuroLeague team hasn't paid the close to
Well,
get him.
maybe
It's
Bajassir's offering good enough money because they need that.
yeah,
They
yeah,
offered him a deal that you're gonna maybe
yeah,
the
but
contract goes up more next year if he makes it into the
exactly.
EuroLeague.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe there's a project there, but it's one of the best centers in the league, if not the best. So
Yeah,
I think that's the key factor, and also the missing of Carlos Alocen to control the tempo of of the game. Yeah,
yeah. But you do have Gran Canaria picking up a game.
yeah. In Gran Canaria, yeah.
Okay,
I
all right.
think they
So
but they are winning the two in Turkey for me.
we both have the finals
Mhm.
of what so many people have expected for so long. Tuesday, April 8th, and if a final third game would be Wednesday, April 16th. Valencia with home court advantage against Bajassir. You want to go?
Yeah. I don't even know where to start here. This is the matchup of the season, really, and as you said, the matchup everyone is waiting for. Maybe there's some surprises, but if two teams arrive to this final healthy, I think it's going to be very tight because Basketball has, for example, Furkan Korkmaz, NBA guy and EuroLeague guy for 2 months, but uh, like there in the bench, but he can be determining. He can be a key factor also, and as I'm saying all the episode, Valencia depends on them because their style is to control and domain the tempo of the game and rebounding. So Basketball has a very good chance to domain in that aspect of the rebounding and also to be very solid. But either way, I gotta go with Valencia. Right now, I admit that I'm biased because I think I've watched a lot this team, and when it comes to face very good teams, they go one step forward. So fifth championship for Valencia.
And how many games?
2-1 also. I don't trust in Valencia away. The home factor was very important for Valencia in these playoffs because we've seen Valencia like Aris, Lietcabelis, Cedevita, Cluj, Venezia, all those games. Valencia in a determined moment could have lost. So for me, 2-1 because Valencia doesn't have a very good feeling away from La Fonteta.
You said tight, and I think you're right. I think that it's going to be a tight series. I have 2-0. I have Valencia winning again. I think that the I think that Valencia is so dominant offensively that even if it's going to be a low scoring game, they're going to have enough weapons to find a way to score enough points, whether that's inside, whether that's outside, whether that's running,
Yeah.
whether that's, doing, however it's going to be, they have weapons. Uh,
You have Jan Montero.
yeah, you have, but you have different dynamics. You also have Jovic that
Yeah,
can just create everything as
exactly.
well, and you got shooters, you got inside play, and you have different types of inside players too. So does Başakşehir. But I just think that Valencia has the offensive potential to score whatever they want. I
Yeah.
think one of the games is going to be kind of a blowout, and I'll say a blowout meaning like maybe 14, 15, 16 points. But the other game is going to be a tight one. And I think it'll probably be the second game. It'll be a tight one, but Valencia will figure out a way to score the important points and play just enough defense to get it done. They'll win the championship. They'll win the Euro Cup in Istanbul.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, no, you
So
don't,
we have
because
a
you said
champion.
it. You said 2-1. You said
Oh,
they're going to win in La Fateta.
no, that
But you
Valencia is
agree
going to
that
win.
about the principles of the yeah.
Yeah, with the argument.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I do think that Valencia is not going to want to. Valencia is not going to want to come home and have to face a do or die game. They're going to try to kill it off right away. So
yeah.
2-1, and I got 2-0. All right, take this and do whatever you want. All right. Anything? We've talked plenty, and we do have one more. We do have one more show before we can talk about the first games. Anything else you want to talk about now?
No, that enjoy everyone the FIBA windows because there are some EuroLeague players there, and it's going to be very fun. Maybe we can know what Euro basket teams or countries are playing.
Yeah, we'll know everybody. We'll know all the
Yeah.
continental
Oh,
championships. We'll be ready.
yeah.
AfroBasket, uh, Asia Cup,
America.
AmeriCup, obviously Eurobasket. So we're all gonna have our summer teams set up by the time we talk next week. Sergio, why don't you let everybody know where they can find you?
Yeah, I'm Llebres 11, LLBRES 11.
And I am at Hein News, HEINNEWS, and that is both on Twitter and on Blue Sky. So with that, we hope you enjoyed our look at the playoffs. Both Sergio and I have Valencia returning to the EuroLeague next season. So Sergio, you could be happy.
Yeah.
Your home club getting back to the big boys. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, and we will talk to you next week.